Hiya, welcome to GGKCS, the multi-generational podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross-stitch, and geeky. I'm Cece, and I'm glad that you're here today. Today is Sunday, the 4th of October, 2020, also known as my birthday. And this is Stitch With Me, episode 25. Okay, so I'm going to be continuing to work on Baba Black Sheep by the Prairie Schooler. This pattern was a gift from Michelle Bindi Stitchy, and I'm stitching it on an 18 count Ada that was dyed pink by Erin, the 2 Martini Stitcher, and I'm using different colors than the called for because that red just would not have worked on this pink. So I'm working on that. My pattern is up here, and I put my mouse over it, and I couldn't see it. So a big welcome back. Love y'all to all returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. If you are new here, I'm trying to make sure that I'm on the camera. If you're new here, I do this podcast / FlossTube along with my 21 in 9 days kid Dammy, who is a junior in college. The Stitch With Me's are always by myself, but Dammy is on the full-length episodes that drop on Fridays every other week. School had to adjust things, make it work, all that stuff. So that's the multi-generational. Okay. I totally just did not even stitch in a hole. What in the world? I feel like it's grayer outside, which is making the light really weird, but I can't turn on the light right above me because then it messes with this camera. So the kitchen light is on because my office is in the dining room. Kitchen light is on, but it's just darker in here. So that time of year, it's starting to get dark earlier, and it's gray. It's kind of gray outside today. So yeah. So hopefully I will be able to see to stitch this. So yes, today is my 43rd birthday. 43. Yes. Not much planned for the day. We had lunch from our favorite Mexican food restaurant. They messed up the order. They've apologized profusely and are going to remake it another day because I was not about to wait for them to drive back to Silverdale and have them remake it and all of that. So they told me just to let them know when I want them to remake it. So that was kind of a bummer. After I get done recording this, getting my free birthday Starbucks drink. And I have pumpkin spice cupcakes in the refrigerator for later. So did you know that there is a setting on your iPhone where even if you turn Do Not Disturb on, if somebody calls from your favorites, it rings anyway? I did not know that, and thusly, that's why my phone rang. It was my mama, who I'd already talked to, who hit a wrong button, and it called me. Gotta love technology. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Pumpkin spice cupcakes in the fridge for later. I've had some cards and texts and messages and coffee and some lovely things. just a pretty quiet day at home, which I need after the insanity of this last week. It was just one crazy busy week, including a 2-day virtual conference on Friday and Saturday that was on East Coast time, which meant that it started at 7:30 a.m. here. That is too early. So, so I slept in this morning, which was nice, and all that jazz. So, it's also been a heavy homework week. We had 120 new vocabulary signs to learn this week, so for my ASL class. So it's been a busy week. So, is there anything else to tell y'all? I don't think so. So, as I mentioned last week, I am going to today, in honor of my 43rd birthday, tell you 43 things you may or may not know about me. All typed up right here. I had a little help with the list because you think you would be able to do these easily, and then it's like you get to number like 39 and you're like, I don't know what else to tell you. So I had some help, but we got it. 43 things you may or may not know about me. I'm tagging this. Oh, I came up with a tag earlier. What was it? Hashtag CC's birthday 43 things. I think I'll put it in the show notes and in the drop down below. That is what I'm going to do. I don't know how much stitching I'm going to get done. But we're going to try. We're going to try this. Okay. 43 things you may or may not know about me. Number 1, Cece. Did you see what I just did there? And my floss has a knot in it. How in the world did that happen? Good grief. Cece. I can tell you this while I'm trying to figure out what happened here. Cece stands for Christy Cherie. Christy spelled with an H and an I-E. C-H-R-I-S-T-I-E. I have not gone by Christy in about 22 years, except for to a few members of my family. Everybody else, I go by Cece, too. So there you go. Number 1, Cece. Number 2, this should not be a surprise to you. My favorite color is pink. You would never have guessed, right? But it hasn't always been. I went through, I'm going to have to figure out what to do about the lighting, y'all, because this is really difficult to see. I went through country blue, dusty rose, hunter green, and maroon phases. Those are the phases that I remember. That was like junior high and high school. Yeah, so, I don't remember especially loving pink as a child. I mean, obviously I went through the dusty rose phase, but that was when I think everybody's favorite color was that. And I don't really remember what my favorite color was as a child. I just remember like junior high on. And I don't know how I came to loving pink, but I do, and I have a lot of things that are pink. I have a cat named Pink. You know, it is what it is. Number 3, speaking of the cat, who has been a little turd butt yesterday and today. I've always wanted a cat, but I was allergic as a child. And then figured out in the last few years that my allergy had gone away. And so we adopted Pink Pearl, who is 4 years old. And she was 2 when we adopted her. And her name was Pink when we adopted her. So it was just meant to be. Meant to be. We did add the Pearl, P-U-R-L, which is a type of knitting stitch. She's being very cute right now, but she's been a little turkey the last couple of days. So, what do you do? What do you do? Number 4, I was a cheerleader on the drill team my freshman year of high school for 1 year only. Partly because I didn't enjoy it a whole lot, so I didn't push on for the next year. Where I went to school, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade were junior high, and 10th, 11th, 12th was high school. And high school was, cheerleading was much more of, had much more of like a gymnastics aspect to it, which I had not had. So, yeah. So, 1 year and 1 year only. Our school colors were green, gold, and white. And our mascot was a bear cub. There you go. That was a lot of years ago. I'm sure there's photos somewhere. Number 5. I always wanted to learn to knit, even though I did not know anyone who knit. I taught myself from a big box store kit in 2005. Okay, let me find where this next stitch goes. Yeah, so I don't know when YouTube came about, but it was not something that I either knew about or was around. I think I need to actually be right there. When I was learning. So, yeah, so kit from the big box store. I should have just woven that in and started a new strand. But now, you guys, this is just like a comedy of errors today. Okay, don't unthread yourself. Of course you did. Comedy of errors. Comedy of errors today. Yeah, so I taught myself from a big box kit. I have taken a few classes later in my knitting life. And I do now utilize YouTube for, if I need help with a certain technique or something. But, yeah. It was definitely interesting to learn it from a book on long straight needles, which I don't even own a set of straight needles anymore. So, that's not my favorite thing to do. So, yeah. Okay, let's see here. There we go. There's another leftover piece from the lettering on the wool bags. All right. Number 6, my crafting genes are strong. Genes, Genes. Yeah. My great-grandmother, whose name was Opal, which is also my birthstone, was loved to sew on plastic canvas. She made tissue box covers and taught me how to do that. And I still have her, I don't have them right here with me. They're in a bag. I use them all the time. Her sewing scissors. So yes, that. My Nana, Bertha, was a painter and a sewist. And my mama dabbled in several crafts, but the one I remember her doing most often was cross stitch. She doesn't do any anymore. I've talked to her about cross stitch, especially since I've gotten back into it again. And she says her eyes are just too bad. She instead does something else that I enjoy doing, jigsaw puzzles. And she's got my niece and nephews loving that as well. So that's something that they enjoy doing together. Number 7, I'm allergic to penicillin. Have I always been allergic to penicillin? No. I developed the allergy as an adult at the end of a course of the antibiotic. And it makes me break out in hives on the bottom of my feet, between my toes, and on the palms of my hands and between my fingers. So not life-threatening, but it sure is painful and annoying. So, no more penicillin for me. Number 8, I have 6 piercings in my body. 2 in my right ear. 3 in my left ear. And that one up there. Oops, my hoop is all turned. And 1 in my nose. It's hard to see there, but it's got a little pink hoop in it. Yeah. And along with that, number 9, I have 4 tattoos, all on my forearms. So, first one was Grace. Oops, mostly Grace. And then Peace, Shalom. And then my dandelion with my birds for the kids, for Dammy, and a failed adoption, and our 3 babies in heaven. And then my Gilmore Girls knitting quote, I don't know how to get my arm to where you can see this well. It says, it doesn't matter what I'm knitting, I'm just knitting to knit. But if you turn the knit upside down, it says Pearl, P-U-R-L. I have an idea for another tattoo, but I don't know when that will happen. How many stitches am I doing? I am doing 6. Okay. So yes, all my tattoos are on my forearms. And I didn't get my first one until I was early 30s. Yeah. Number 10, I crave water. I drink at least 144 ounces of water a day, which is a lot of glasses of water. But yeah, my body, I crave water. So my water bottles and my water glasses that I drink out of most often are all 18-ounce ones. So I think that means I have to do 8 a day of those. I have an app that I tap the button and it tracks it for me. So, number 11. This will not surprise some of you. I am uber organized. I've kept a planner calendar since I was fairly young. I hate not being able to mark things off as done. It annoys the crap out of me if I don't accomplish something that I've got on my list for the day. I've been through several different types of of planners and such over the years. Currently, I use the bullet journal system in a Happy Planner along with shared Google Calendars. And that's what works for me. I'm the organizer. I'm the one that does that in the family, and I always have a list. Always have a list going. So, number 12. I didn't start drinking coffee until I was in college. Nobody in my family drank coffee. I don't know. I don't think any of them do. Even now. There were times when we would go home after, when I was in college and after, and as my addiction to coffee got stronger, that I would actually take a coffee pot with me when we would go to visit so that I could have my coffee. Because I love coffee. A lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Okay. Number 13. My favorite season is autumn. My favorite word? Autumnal. Isn't that just lovely to say? Autumnal. I love the autumn a lot. Number 14. I'm a speed reader. I didn't take a class or anything to become a speed reader. That's just how I do it. And, okay, let me see. How am I going to do this here on the pattern? I think that I should just start where I'm at and go all the way across and drop down and do the front two legs. And then when I come back, do the other back leg. Or I could do, you see what I'm saying here? Because, so I've just been doing, I did this leg to start, and now I'm right here. And so, like, I've done that part there. So maybe I will, just go ahead and drop back here and do this leg and then start coming across. And then even if I need to cut the floss when I'm done, I can come back here and start on this row right here and do back and forth. I think that's the best option. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so we're going to come up here. Nope, not there. We're going to come right there and do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Okay. Okay. What was I on? Speed reader. I didn't take a class to learn. It's just how I read, and I have to be really diligent. Like if I'm reading a nonfiction book, to slow down and make sure that I'm actually like taking in the information. Fiction, I can read much, much faster, but I am on track to finish between 200 and 250 books this year. So, yeah, every night, I'm usually in bed by around 9 o'clock and I read for a couple hours before I go to sleep. I do listen to some audiobooks, but not a ton. Most of it is actual reading, and honestly, I prefer to read on my phone than a physical book. But I do read both, so I just like it's nice like that if I'm going somewhere and have just a few minutes, I can pull up whatever book I'm reading on my phone, because I always have that with me. So. Number 15, I love, love, love stationery. Post-it notes, pens, highlighters, journals, cards, stickers, washi tape, etc. make me so happy. Yeah, I have a nice stash of stuff, and I miss going to stationery stores, office supply stores, that type of thing. With the pandemic going on, that is not a priority. So yeah. Number 16, I'm a big geek, G-E-E-K, geek. Bring on the fandoms, and there's a lot of them that I like, and we've spoken about probably, I think, all of them over the course of the years of the podcast. So that is part of the reason that the podcast was originally called Geeky Girls Knit. So, number 17, Dammy and I refer to each other as Lorelai and Rory from Gilmore Girls because we adore Gilmore Girls. Number 18, my favorite Doctor Who companion is River Song. I actually have there's a window next to this cabinet. I have the Pop Funko of her. I have her sonic screwdriver. I have her journal. I have things of hers, hanging on the wall. I love River Song so much. Number 19, my favorite cartoon character is Winnie the Pooh, although I relate more to Eeyore. Yeah. Number 19. No, that was number 19. Number 20. Because I already had much Winnie the Pooh stuff when I was pregnant with Dammy, I made Dammy's nursery theme Winnie the Pooh. Because you had to have somewhere to put it all. So, yes. Number 21, my favorite artist is Vincent van Gogh. Sunflowers and Starry Night are my favorite works of his. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many did I say, y'all? 6? But I need to drop down and do the leg here. And there needs to be 5. Okay. Yeah, love Van Gogh, and we got to see some of his works in person when we were living in Scotland. Number 22, I had my first alcoholic drink in Europe as a college freshman. I was of legal age there, I will say that. It was a rum and coke, and I hated it. That is not my preferred drink at all. Hard ciders are much more, but I do love a good margarita. But yeah, if I'm drinking, it tends to be a cider. Number 23, I only own 4 pair of shoes, which I know for some people that's like, what? Only 4 pair of shoes. However, number 24, bags. I don't even know how many I own. I adore a bag. I adore a tote bag, a backpack, I'm not really a purse person, but a good tote bag or backpack, I'm all in for that. Project bags. Yeah. I love a good bag. Number 25, I hate bananas and coconut. Not because of the flavor, but because of the texture. Like, I will eat, like, banana nut bread or use coconut milk in stuff, but eating coconut or banana, I cannot do it. Yeah, I cannot do it. So, no. Number 26, my favorite food is Tex-Mex. Enchiladas, guacamole, queso, tortilla chips, and a margarita are my happy place. I'm sad that my Tex-Mex birthday lunch got messed up, but it is what it is. The enchiladas are good. So, number 27, I hate cooking with a passion. I do not like to be in the kitchen at all. If I have to cook, it's either something in the crock pot or a casserole. Those are my kind of go-to things to make if I have to make something. Number 28. This one totally grosses Dammy out. I have a deviated septum, which means I can pop my nose. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Dammy hates when I do that. Number 29, along that same vein, I tore my rotator cuff in high school. They cut me open to do surgery and were not able to repair it because of the location. I'm sure now, good grief, I graduated from high school, oh my gosh, 25 years ago. I'm sure they have the technology now to fix it. It's not painful anymore, but pressure builds up in my arm from it, and so I have to pop my elbow quite often. So if you've watched us recording and see me like pop my elbow, that's why. Okay. Number 30, Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery is my favorite book series ever. Love Anne of Green Gables. In fact, I'm wearing my Anne of Green Gables shirt that Dammy got me, I think, for my birthday last year. This is a book cover from an edition of Anne of Green Gables onto a shirt. I love it. I have so much Anne of Green Gables stuff on our walls. Love Anne of Green Gables. Number 31. I've designed over 60 knitting patterns, plus 10 ebooks and 3 physical books. That is a lot of design for someone who had no formal training in designing. I'm going to stop stitching right here, you guys, because I feel like it's taking me forever. This video is going to be longer than normal to tell you all my things. Okay. Number 32. I've knit almost 1,000 projects in the last 15 years. A lot of them preemie hats and a lot of them socks. Number 33. I used to be a hospital chaplain. My primary unit was a neonatal intensive care unit, the NICU, which is one of the reasons that even though physically with my health, I'm not able to be a hospital chaplain anymore, I still want to do something to minister to those families and babies, and so that's why I knit a preemie hat every week and then donate them to the hospital. Number 34, I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in religious education and a Master of Divinity degree in spiritual care, thus the hospital chaplain. Number 35, but I've just started back to school for the first time in 11 years. I graduated with my MDiv 11 years ago. I'm studying to become an ASL, American Sign Language Interpreter. The class that I'm in right now, every other student in the class could be my child. They are younger than Dammy is. Most of them are running start students, so they're like 16, 17, 18, because they are still in high school but taking college classes. Makes me feel very old. Number 36. Since college, I've lived in 16 different houses / apartments. The sad thing is, one of the houses we lived in for like 3 years. The flat in Edinburgh we lived in for 4 years. So there were some not very long in some of those places. Number 37, I've been keeping a gratitude list for many years now. I've recorded over 10,000 things that I'm grateful for. Now, some of those are repeats because there are some days where, there's some weeks, there's some months where coffee is on that list every dang day. But I write down 3 things every day that I'm grateful for. Number 38, I watch / listen to almost all podcasts / FlossTubes at 1.5 or 2 times the speed. The only one that I can think of that I don't listen to at that speed is David Tennant does a podcast with, because some of the guests he has on with their accent, if I'm with somebody in person or watching their face on the screen and they have an accent, I can understand it a lot easier than just hearing it. So I have to listen to his podcast at normal speed so that I can get the accent. Number 39. My favorite place I've ever lived was Edinburgh, Scotland. I'd move back there today if I could. Number 40. We're getting near the end, y'all. Number 40. My favorite Disney princess is Belle from Beauty and the Beast. That library. I would love that library. I want one of those rolling ladders. It would be amazing. Almost all my books are digital, though. When we went to Scotland, before we went to Scotland, we sold almost all of our physical books. Tammy and I did. Yeah. Number 41. I started wearing glasses when I was 19. By the time I was 20, I was wearing bifocals, and I started wearing what they call in the UK varifocals, and over here they call them progressives, when I was 38. I learned while I was in Scotland that having fibromyalgia, your eyesight degenerates faster than normal people, or people without fibromyalgia. Number 42. My dream car is a pink Volkswagen Bug / Beetle, whichever way you want to call it. I want one of the new ones, but not the newest ones. I don't like the new streamlined ones, but I like the ones when they re-release them. That's the style that I want. And number 43. Finally, we made it, y'all. I hope I didn't miss any. If I missed one, tell me. Number 43. Before I die, I will visit Prince Edward Island, which is part of my love of all things Anne of Green Gables. There you go. 43 things you may or may not have known about me. How many were a surprise to you? I'd love to hear. And if you want to share any random facts that I may or may not know about you, leave them in the Facebook comments or in the YouTube comments, or come join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/GGKCS. 3 questions you have to answer. What's our cat's name? Pink. Who's the mama? Cece or Dammy? Me, Cece. Read the rules. Check mark that you agree with them. Hit the button and we'll approve it. And you can come talk with other viewers. So, okay. Well, I did not get a lot done today. Well, I guess I got 2 legs done. I got to figure out what to do about the light, though, especially since it's going to be getting darker. I'll figure it out, though. I'll figure something out so that I can actually see, because, hello, old eyes. Thank you so much for sticking around with me today. I was very rambly. Thanks for sticking around. You can find us online at ggkcs.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online. Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Facebook groups, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. And with that, I'm going to tell you goodbye. We'll be back with you on Friday. Dammy will be with me this week for our full-length episode. And I hope you have a great, great, great week ahead. Thanks to everyone who has sent me birthday wishes. Love y'all a lot. And until we chat again, happy crafting. Talk to you again soon.